Hi guys, this is Angelica. I am back with a different type of video this week. This video is a bit more informative. It's a totally different topic. It's not hair, it's not makeup, although I have some of those for you guys as well. This week we are talking about insurance. We have to. We have to have this conversation. I am currently a claims adjuster, and there are trends that I just see amongst people that really should know about their insurance, their car insurance in general. Like, people just don't know, and I'm just here to give you some information to take with you and kind of get you going along the right path, trying to just fuel you with some knowledge about your policies. And this applies to all people. This is not black, white, this is not young, old, this is everybody. I see it with young people who really don't know what their policy is supposed to do for them. And then I see it with middle-aged people in their 60s who've never had an accident. Kudos to you. But yet, because you've never had to access your policy, you don't know what you have or how your policy works. So I want to go over that with you. I am not giving you legal advice. Let me just put that disclaimer out there. I'm just simply sharing a knowledge I already have. So let's get into it. One of the reasons I think that I'm seeing this trend, or that the industry is seeing, where people don't know about their policies as much or what coverages they have, is simply because the agency-customer relationship has changed, especially amongst millennials. We don't want to call into customer service. We're not going into someone's agency office. We want the easy way. We want to be able to get online, get an app, order our package, and boom, we have coverage. So that agency customer relationship is diminishing, or is simply because your parents have taken care of your policy for all this time and you've never had to take care of it yourself, so you don't know about your own coverages. As far as the middle-aged people, why they don't know what's going on with your coverage, have no clue. If you've gone into an agent and you know who your agent is and you go to the same church, you should be asking some questions. So let's start with one of the most important, one of the most popular in your coverages, liability. Liability coverage is for the other person. So just real quick, trying to give you some background here. If you have a duty to be safe on the road and you breach that duty, that means you are negligent, which means you are liable for the loss. That's where the word liability comes from. So you've just caused this accident. You owe for this 4-car pileup. Well, what coverages do you have for that? Liability is usually split into 3 numbers. I am going to put a picture of my own policy somewhere in here. It's going to pop up and it'll be a picture there. To just show you my own policies. I am currently with State Farm. I don't mind showing you what I have. So I believe my coverage says 100, 300, 100. If it doesn't, then it says something else. So it's 3 numbers. Your first 2 numbers are for bodily injury. 100 is the most that your policy will pay for any one person and injuries. 300 is the total that your policy will pay out on everyone that has an injury in that accident, okay? And then your last number, 100, is for property damage. So going back to that 3-car pileup, let's say you hit a vehicle in the rear and it just became a chain reaction and hit the vehicle in front of them, in front of them, in front of them. So here you have a 4-car pileup that you've just caused. Well, that property damage portion, that 100,000, is for all of those cars involved in the accident. Again, that's the max that your policy will pay out. If you push someone into a lamp pole, we'll be covering that pole as well. That's considered property damage, okay? This particular coverage has nothing to do with you. You can't access any coverage for yourself. This coverage is just for another person for you being negligent. Let's go into collision. Collision coverage is for you. Normally with collision coverage, you have some type of contract that reads that you're going to pay a deductible for your damages. A deductible just simply means that you're agreeing to pay this X amount towards your damages and that the insurance company is going to pay the rest. So the most common deductible I see is $500. On the low end, I may see $250. I've seen all the way up to $2,000. Who has a $2,000 policy? You really wanted a cheap premium. Real quick, the lower your premium, the higher your deductible is, the lower your deductible, your higher your premium is. And that within itself just depends on the person. If you don't think you're going to get into a loss and you don't think you need to be paying that much a month, then you're going to normally have a lower premium and a higher deductible, and vice versa. So that collision coverage is for you. Going to the next point, what is also for you is UM. Let's say that someone hits you and they don't have insurance coverage, whether the police come to the scene and they don't produce an insurance card, or let's say it's a hit and run. That's going to be considered uninsured motorist. This is to protect you. That way you're not out of pocket for a loss that you didn't cause. Normally, I won't say normally, it varies by states, your deductible gets reduced. So let's say your normal collision deductible is $500. Under uninsured motorist, it's now reduced to $250. It varies by state. So don't get hung up on the $500, $250. I'm just giving you an example. Normally your deductible, it gets reduced. And that normally you get uninsured motorist and bodily injury for yourself under that particular coverage. So if you're hurt, you can access bodily injury uninsured motorist, not just your car. And then let's move to comprehensive. Comprehensive coverage is anything but collision. So it can be you hitting a deer, it can be a bird flew into your windshield, or let's say a rock flew up off the highway and hit your windshield. That happens a lot. We get cracks in our windshields. Let's say someone vandalized your car. That's pretty much what comprehensive is. Anything but collision. And that's usually pennies. You know, you could get hail damage from a storm. That's going to cover your car. So uninsured motorist is usually pennies. The coverages that cost the most in your policy is going to be liability and collision, because those are the most common coverages accessed because of accidents. Accidents are common amongst one another, so those coverages are going to cost the most. So just keep that in mind. MedPay. MedPay is medical coverage. People don't understand or don't realize or just don't know that they can get medical coverage on their policy, versus if they get into an accident and they're hurt, they're having to access their own personal insurance, whether it's insurance through your job or that you're paying privately. You can get coverage through your insurance. And again, this is going to be related just to an accident. You just can't use this insurance all willy-nilly. The medical portion is just for when you get into an accident. So just keep that in mind. And how much you want varies as well. You know, whether you pay more premium for more coverage or you pay less premium for less coverage, it just varies. I believe the photo I put up, mine said 2,000. So I think at most I can access 2,000 in MedPay and my own coverages. And then rental. Again, rental is pennies. So rental is not a required coverage. However, matter of fact, liability, like I mentioned before, is the only required coverage. I suggest rental for convenience. If you have a car, this is your car and this is your only car, and maybe you're a young person and you live in a city away from your family, you just don't have access to extra transportation like that, or you're in a rural area and you don't have access to a train or bus system and you need a car, I would suggest rental coverage. Again, rental is pennies. When you look at the breakdown on your premium for the 6-month period or for the year period, it's almost nothing. You're not going to miss however many bucks is on there for rental. So get that coverage. That coverage varies. You know, with some companies it could be 80% 1,000, meaning that the insurance is going to pay 80% at most. You'll pay the 20% difference and they'll pay a max of 1,000. Or it could be $30 a day, 900 max. So at most they'll cover $30, and then the total bill they will only pay up to 900. It just varies. Those are some examples, so you know what to ask or look for when you talk to your agent. And then I'm briefly going to touch on these two particular coverages. They're suggestions, just to put it out there so you know what your options are and you can ask your agent more about it. I don't particularly myself have these two coverages, but again, I'm putting it out there so you know what all you can access through your car insurance policies. You can access disability. And there's also coverage for dismemberment, meaning if you lose a finger or if you lose a toe or you lose an eye, there is a payout on certain things under these policies, and it varies with companies. I did not go over any symbols because your symbols vary by who you're with. State Farm and Progressive are not going to have the same symbols on your insurance card. So if you're wondering, if you pulled out your insurance card and you're trying to go along with me and you're wondering why didn't I mention R1 or why didn't I mention A or Z or something like that, it's because it varies by companies. You just want to know the names of the coverages you should ask for. So I hope this video was helpful. If you find that you don't have enough coverage or that you don't have something at all, go ask your agent about it. Go inquire. If you guys have any questions for me or you wanted me to expound on something, I was trying to keep this video as short as possible. There were more points that I wanted to talk about, but this is an informative video. I don't want you to get bored. I want it to get straight to the point. So if you have any more questions, please email me or comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. If you guys want me to do a follow-up video, I'd love to. And if you want me to do a claim process video, meaning I go through the claim process with you on what should happen when you have a loss, that way you know how your policy works, how we apply that coverage to your accident, I can do that too. So just comment below, email me, let me know, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great night. Bye.